Hey, good afternoon, my dearly beloved. Hey, I want to talk today about one of the most important principles in marriage, and it's getting to the root of issues. And I love this picture. The topic today we're talking about why not what. And Simon Sinek has the second most popular TED Talk in the world, and that's his talk. Start with why. Why not what? And I love this picture because you see this couple and she loves this guy. You can just see it in her body posture. And that's what we're trying to create in your marriage. So let's learn about why not what today. So I'm Matthew, Ambassador of Hope Richerzhagen, your host today. Here's some things about me. I don't need to share all this. I know some people are high C's and they want and they need to know all the details. I'm good. I'm his son. But here it is for the people who want to know. I'm a certified human behavioral consultant, certified life and relationship coach, certified in integrated attachment theory, been married to my high school sweetheart for over 33 years, observed over 5,000 couples. I've transformed my marriage and I've helped hundreds of other couples. So I want you to think about this with me. Where does the strength of a tree come from? Think about that. Is it the big old branches? Is it the big old trunk? No, it's the roots. That's why it's so important to get to why. Because if you stay at the what level, you never get anywhere. Well, he did this, or he won't do this, or she did that, or she won't do this. But you don't understand. You're not even talking about the real issue. And it's so important for couples to understand. When they have the same fight over and over, you're not even talking about the real issue. So how do we get there? The strength is in the root. So let's figure out how we get there. So here's the what level and here's the why level. At the what level, we say, well, he did this, or he didn't do that. Well, she did this, well, she didn't do that. Why did they do that? You see how it's like peeling back the onion. You're peeling back the layers and you're trying to understand why they did that. And I want you to see how powerful this is. The why is the root. The why is their emotional power. And it may be frustration. Like sometimes a gal will want her husband to pick up the house and he won't. And he'll intentionally do stupid stuff like leave the clothes right next to the hamper. Why would he ever do that? Sometimes guys do that because they feel frustrated. It's actually a rebellion because they feel like they're being beat up. They feel like it's not their house. So when you ask him, hey, why are you doing this? You get to the why and he's like, well, I really feel powerless in my house. Well, do you really want your husband to feel powerless? No. Well, then you change and then he changes. And the whole issue gets resolved and you're friends, partners, and lovers. That's the power of starting with why. Getting to the why level instead of the what level. When you get to the root, you can change the fruit. So you can argue all day long, literally, for years. You can literally argue forever about, well, he did this. Well, I wish he would have done that. Well, why did you do that? And you never get anywhere. I had this couple that I was working with earlier this year, and they were trying to work through things. And she would say, well, you said this last night at dinner. And he would immediately say, well, I didn't say that at dinner. And I'm like, dude, stop. Even if you're right, it doesn't even matter. What you're doing is just creating a whole big fight for nothing. Okay, do you see how the why level is so much more powerful? Because she's just going to say, well, I think it was a dinner. But that's not even what the issue is. The issue is, what is she talking about? You see how easily we get off the path? We get off and we're on these little side rabbit trails and we're lost. You end up fighting about something you're not even fighting about. So when he stopped doing that, and she would say something, well, you said that, you said such and so at dinner. Instead of him arguing about the dinner, he's like, well, how can I help you with that? Well, when you said that, it hurt my feelings. Oh, well, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings by saying that. And it's solved. Do you see how this stuff works? It's like a magnet. It's like two magnets. Click together. Beautiful. When you get to the root, you can change the fruit. So here's the honest to goodness truth. You have way more leverage at the Y level. So I was cleaning out the barn today, and I put the pitchfork at the bottom of the pile, and then I would pry down. And what it would do is pop up a chunk of manure. And I moved 200 cubic feet. I moved 4 manure spreaders worth. And the reason I was able to do that is I put the pitchfork down and I used the leverage of the floor. See? Leverage. Because if you just jab into the pile, it's really super hard to move manure. Manure is really heavy. Okay? If you are a city folk and you don't know that, us country folks, we know manure is heavy. So when you get to the Y level, you have so much more power. So you can argue about, well, he's doing this or he's not doing that or whatever. But when you understand why, then you can make requests. Then you can make progress. So I'm going to use an example here because these are the 2 biggest examples in relationships. This one and the next one are the 2 biggest examples. So here you see this couple. And it says right here, instead of focusing on what you want, focus on why they would want to do it. Okay? So a guy wants his wife to make love to him because his deepest abiding emotional need is respect. And the secondary deepest abiding emotional need is physical affection, physical intimacy. And when a woman rejects her man, he feels completely cut off, like he's getting nothing out of the relationship between the two of them. Like, yeah, she's still there in the house. So instead of saying to her, hey, will you come make love to me? And she's like, no, I'm not really interested. I want you guys, what I want you to do is ask yourself, why is she not interested? You see, we're at the what level. She's not interested. So we're going to go down a level to the what level. What's going on for her? Why? The what level? Why isn't she interested in making love? And you ask that question, she doesn't feel connected. Okay? When men give relationship and don't get sex, they feel used. When women give sex and don't get relationship, they feel used. So it's like this conundrum. It's like a puzzle piece that you can't resolve. So guys, what I want you to do is think about, okay, I want more physical affection. How do I want her to feel when we make love? How do I want that experience to be? What would it take for me to get her to want to make love? And here's the answer. Here's the solution. You start with why. Why is she avoiding you? Because she doesn't feel emotionally connected. Ding, da, ding, da, ding, da, ding. It's like I'm printing money for you right now. Guys, you're welcome. You're welcome. Ask yourself why. Why? Okay, the answer is she's not emotionally connected. I just won the lottery. And it's my gift to you. So what you do is you start to make an emotional connection. Now, don't do that in a needy way. Like you go around and you do this and you do this to get something else. Because that seems fishy to her. That's transactional. What you want to do is you want to love her and seek to serve her and be present with her. You be the man. Polarity creates passion. You be the man. You be the leader. You lead her, love her, and lift her up. Do you guys see how this totally changes everything? It really does. And if you have any questions, by all means, put them in the comments. I will personally answer them. So that fixes it for the guys. Well, ladies, what's the number one thing that ladies work with? They want their man to be present. So why isn't the husband wanting to be present? Here's the what level. He's not present. He comes home, he reads the newspaper, he plays video games, he doesn't come home, he just works all the time. So ladies, I want you to ask, why is he doing that? When you master why they want to do it, you have a win-win. And that's how you win in marriage, when you're both winning. So the question is, why doesn't he want to? Because just listen, okay? Just take this for what it's worth. Normally, guys don't help because they feel like there isn't room for them. And you're like, don't get defensive. Don't shoot me. Just think about this. Like, hey, maybe that's what's going on, because this is usually what happens. The guy feels like there's no room for him. He feels like his wife pushed him out of the way. There's nothing for him to do, so he goes and does something else. So you ask yourself, hey, I want my husband to help, because I never met a woman, of all the thousands of women that I've met, I've never met a woman who was in a relationship and she didn't, like, there's all kinds of trauma and all kinds of attachment theory problems and all this kind of stuff, but deep in her heart she wanted a relationship with her man. That's why she got married. That's why she started out. Now she may be afraid, she may, like, there's all those other issues, but she wants a relationship. So ask yourself, ladies, ask yourself, what can I do in order to make it so he wants to be there, so he feels like this is his? Because guys will contribute. Not just guys, everybody will contribute to a world they help create. And ladies, if you make it his, he will step up. I guarantee you. It's never not worked. He may not do exactly what you want, and you're going to have to adjust your expectations and work with him, but he's going to step up, because that's just the way men are wired. Men want to be a hero. That's just, it's like we can't stop ourselves. That's why men go be soldiers and be firemen and policemen, because they want to rescue people, especially a woman in distress. And you're beautiful, I'm sure, and you're closest to him. So, and you're his, so he naturally wants to be your hero. So master why he would want to do that. Well, he would want to do it if it's his. Now ask yourself, when you master why they don't want to do it, you can resolve the whole issue. So you say, okay, I want my husband to help around the house. What's the number one reason that guys don't help around the house? And be patient with me here. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. The number one reason, this is according to my clients, this isn't me. The number one reason is the guys feel like their wife is a terrible boss. She nitpicks. Well, he didn't do it right. Well, he didn't fold the clothes right. Well, you didn't load the dishwasher right. That's why he's not helping you. Knock it off. I'm sorry. Just take it for what it's worth. You guys, can you see, ladies, can you see how powerful this is? Instead of looking at the behavior, you're never going to get anywhere looking at the behavior. All you're going to do is, instead of looking at the behavior, you look at the root. Why don't they want to do it? Why would they want to? And you get down to that level, and you have power, you have leverage, because you're working with what they want. And you solve that. You turn towards your spouse, you get them to turn towards you, and then things really happen. Then you get all kinds of sparks and butterflies. Woo! And that's what we're here to teach you. And I want you to follow along. I want you to subscribe so you get the next content. I'm here. Like, I have a dream that we're going to transform the institution of marriage, that every husband is going to feel respected and get physical intimacy. Every wife, her deepest abiding emotional need is to be loved and cherished. And second is security. And I want everybody, every man, every woman, to turn towards each other and to grow together as a couple, just like God designed, as friends, partners, and lovers. And I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you grow in this way. And I want to thank you so much for watching. And I always like to end with hope. And I want you to know, no matter how bad it's been, no matter how dark it is where you are right now, there's hope that God can heal your marriage if you give him the pieces. My marriage was so bad. It was unbelievable. But I gave him the pieces, and I showed up to love and serve. And the Lord just totally healed my marriage and my whole entire home. And I'm here to help you as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless.